The blast changed everything. The desert moon of Valour should have been quiet at night, the dunes humming with wind and distant ion storms shimmering violet across the horizon. But on this night, the sky ripped open with fire. A convoy of diplomatic vehicles, sleek anti-grav skimmers bearing the symbol of the Zari Accord, was ambushed at the canyon pass. Jaylen Cross had only been on Valour for 12 hours. A human engineer, a contractor technically sent to evaluate energy grid failures for the Zari. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't part of the escort team. He was just unlucky enough to be standing close when everything went to hell. He'd been beside Ariana Val, the Zari ambassador's daughter. When the first charge blew the lead skimmer apart, shrapnel screamed through the air like metal hail. Jaylen turned without thinking. It wasn't instinct. Instinct would have told him to run or dive. A human takes the shrapnel. It was choice. Pure, reckless, irrational human choice. He threw himself between Ariana and the explosion. Something tore through his side. Another fragment lodged into his shoulder. A third struck near his ribs. He felt everything in one white-hot instant. Heat, tearing, then the cold numbness of shock. Ariana's voice blurred. Her hands glowed with faint turquoise energy as she pressed them over his wounds, trying desperately to stabilize him. "Why would you do that?" she cried, her melodic Zari accent breaking. "You needed cover," Jaylen forced out with a weak smile. Darkness swallowed him. The last thing he heard was screaming. Zari soldiers clashing with unknown attackers and Ariana calling his name over and over until it faded into nothing. Jaylen falls unconscious. He woke surrounded. Jaylen drifted in and out of consciousness, suspended in a fog of painkillers and foreign voices. At first he thought he died. Then something cold touched his forehead. A soft pulse, almost like a sonar ping inside his skull, brought him back. His eyes snapped open. He was surrounded, not by doctors, not by soldiers, but by a circle of alien women, each one uniquely strange and beautiful in ways he didn't have names for. A dozen Zari healers stood around his hover bed in a crystalline chamber. Their skin shimmered in shades of blue and silver, their eyes glowing softly. Strange devices floated in the air like crystal insects, projecting faint energy webs. Ariana stood closest, her expression a mixture of relief, exhaustion, and something he couldn't quite read. "You're awake," she breathed. Jaylen blinked, throat dry. "This isn't a hospital." "Correct," she said softly. "We brought you to the Sanctum of Renewal, deep within the Accord core territory." Sanctum. Sounds religious in a way. Ariana stepped closer. "It is where we take those who have given extraordinary sacrifice." Her fingers brushed his arm lightly, hesitantly. The touch sent a warm shiver through him. He looked around again. The Zari healers were staring at him with something between awe and reverence. "Why are they looking at me like that?" he muttered. "Because no one in our recorded history has ever taken explosive shrapnel for a Zari noble. Not even our own people." "That seems odd," Jaylen said slowly. "We value communal safety," Ariana explained. "Self-preservation, rationality. Throwing yourself into danger for one individual is considered impossible, irrational, unthinkable. So, humans just do that all the time." "Exactly," she whispered. The healers murmured to each other in melodic tones. Jaylen caught fragments. Impossible biology, pain tolerance beyond projection, emotional impulse overriding survival logic. They weren't studying him medically. They were studying him like a miracle. Over the next days, Jaylen learned the truth. The convoy attack wasn't random. The perpetrators were the Quierzak, a splinter militant group determined to shatter the Zari Accord's newly drafted alliance with humanity. Killing Ariana, daughter of the Ambassador, would have collapsed the entire treaty. He hadn't saved just her. He had saved the first human Zari peace accord in galactic history. Ambassadors came, military officials came, researchers came, even a few high-ranking nobles came to look at the human who had done the unthinkable. Ariana never left his side. Every day she explained what the healers were doing, always translating alien terms he didn't know. Her presence was soothing, her voice, her energy, the careful way she handled everything. On the fourth day, she returned with a somber expression. "Jaylen," she said quietly, "you must appear before the High Circle." "Why? I'm no ambassador." "No," she said. "But you have become something else. Called before the High Circle." The High Circle chamber was a breathtaking dome of living crystal, glowing softly like starlight frozen in glass. 12 Zari elders floated on hover thrones, their robes flowing like liquid metal. Ariana walked beside him, shoulders tense. The eldest leaned forward. "Human," she said. "Your actions defy our understanding of intelligent behavior." "Thanks," Jaylen said. "That is not an insult," she clarified. "It is awe." Another elder spoke. "You risked annihilation to protect one life. When the scanners interpreted your physical state afterward, your body should not have been functional." "Humans are stubborn," Jaylen shrugged. The elders exchanged looks. "We wish to know," the eldest said slowly. "What compelled you to do this?" "Logic, duty, debt," he said simply. He looked at Ariana. She was in danger. The silence that followed was profound. The elders whispered among themselves again, but now the tone was softer, almost reverent. "For this," the elders declared, "you have been granted a title no off-worlder has ever received." Ariana turned to him sharply. This was news to her too. "You are now," the elder said, voice ringing through the chamber, "Guardian of the Accord." Jaylen blinked. "That sounds important." "It is," Ariana whispered. "It means you are viewed with the highest honor in our society." And another elder added, "It means your presence will be requested frequently." The Zari women around him softly bowed. Ariana's cheeks flushed silver, the Zari equivalent of blushing. Jaylen felt suddenly very warm. The Quarzak attack again. 2 weeks later, while Jaylen was still finishing treatment, alarms blared through the sanctum. Quarzak forces had tracked them down. Crystal walls trembled. Energy blasts echoed through corridors. The healer guards rushed to protect the wounded. Ariana grabbed Jaylen's arm. "We must move." "I'm not exactly combat ready," he gritted out. "You don't need to fight. Just stay behind me." But as they ran, a side door exploded inward. A Quira's soldier stepped through, aiming a plasma rifle directly at Ariana. She froze. Jaylen didn't. For the second time, he moved without thinking. He shoved her aside, grabbed a fractured Krista shield from the wall, and blocked the shot. The shield shattered but deflected just enough energy for him to tackle the attacker. Pain surged through his healing injuries, but adrenaline drowned it out. He swung the broken shield edge like a blade, knocking the soldier unconscious. Ariana stared at him, trembling. "Jaylen, you're insane." "Probably," he gasped. Then she hugged him tight, desperate, terrified, and relieved all at once. The battle ended quickly after the guards arrived. But word had already spread. The human had risked himself for Ariana again. Except this time, the Zari had witnessed it firsthand. Jaylen Cross wasn't just an anomaly now. He was becoming legend. Ariana's confession. That night, after the sanctum was secured, Ariana visited his room. She closed the door behind her, leaning against it like she was holding up the entire galaxy. "Jaylen, you must stop protecting me like this." "That's going to be difficult," he admitted. "No, I mean truly stop." She stepped closer, eyes shimmering. "Because our people cannot comprehend this kind of devotion. It changes how they see you. And how do they see me? They see you as something holy." "Holy? I'm just a guy who didn't want you dead." "That's exactly why," she swallowed. "And that frightens them because they fear what humans might become in our society if this behavior spreads." He studied her face. "You're not telling me everything." Her breath shook. "I am afraid of how I see you." Silence. She stepped closer, hand trembling as she placed it over his heart. "You risked your life twice. No Zari male would do that. No Zari soldier would. And I cannot stop thinking about it." Jaylen covered her hand with his. "Ariana, I don't know what this feeling is," she whispered. "Our people do not love the way humans do. We do not attach. But when you threw yourself in front of that blast, something awakened in me that I cannot name." "It's okay," he said softly. "We don't have to name it." Her eyes softened. "I am glad you woke, because I'm not sure I could have survived if you hadn't." Final choice. Guardian of the Accord. 3 days later, the High Circle summoned them again. "Human Jaylen," the eldest began. "Your bond with Ariana Val has become disruptive." Ariana stiffened. Jaylen stepped forward. "If my presence is a threat to the Accord, I can leave." "No," the elder said sharply. "Your absence would be a greater threat." "Explain," Jaylen said. The elder's gaze softened. "When you protected Ariana, something shifted. The Accord's younger generations have begun questioning our traditions. They ask why they should not protect one another with such ferocity. They ask why rationality must override compassion." Jaylen blinked. Is that bad? It is unprecedented. Ariana squeezed his hand. We stand at a crossroads, the elder continued. Your actions could reshape our society. Our people look to you, not as a warrior, not as a savior, but as a symbol of a new path. So, what do you want me to do? Stay. Guide us. Teach us this human courage. Ariana exhaled shakily. Her hand tightened around his. The elder added, continue protecting Ariana Val. Your lives appear intertwined. Heat rose in Jaylen's cheeks. Ariana's silver blush mirrored his. The elder smiled knowingly. Go, Guardian. Your future begins now. Final scene. Waking surrounded again. Weeks later, Jaylen found himself waking in another room of the Sanctum. This one filled not with healers, but with young Zari cadets. Ariana watched proudly as he explained human first aid improvisation, teaching them how to survive disasters with nothing but instinct and grit. Humans, he told them, aren't strong because we're smart. We're strong because we make choices others won't. Ariana placed a hand on his shoulder. And because you care, she whispered. He smiled softly. Yeah, he said. That too. He had woken surrounded twice. The first time in pain, the second time in purpose. And maybe, just maybe, the galaxy was ready for a little more human madness. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.